Sit on this side together. How many minutes do I got for this? I got 15 minutes for this before I got to unload my phone onto the external hard drive here. XCOM really scared the shit out of me, especially, I played XCOM 2, and, I played this before COVID hit, and science fiction is I don't really like this. I like the lighting here for some reason. Sit closer to my brother. And, again, humanity has been playing this game with itself for hundreds of years, thousands of years. This dangerous game, life for life. But the thing is that when you play wars of attrition, you end up deaf, dumb, and blind. You don't go after people's family. You don't go after people's friends and their associates and their love interests. And when those people, when they just want everything, they want the world, then, and then when the world is not enough for them, then the only solution is to execute them. That's the only choice, because if you don't do something about it, they'll continue on torturing the rest of the world for the rest of their existence. And I don't want that in my time as king of the internet. I really don't. This is why I don't insult people. This is why I don't call people out necessarily, on whatever other business they're doing. It's very important to understand that once you're past, again, Peterson has been hinting at this because there's a lot of secret information that is being distributed as we speak, because there is no other solution, unfortunately, because of historical, moral, social, or ethnic supremacy, this headlong race to the bottom, right? What Peterson was saying, again, because the U.S. Army has a threshold of hiring people, and it's like below 89 or whatever it is IQ, and that's the best tool that we have, even still in 2024, to measure intelligence, pattern recognition, how quickly they can do it, and if they can hack the test itself, and if they can hack the test itself and not cheat by other means, that means they're even smarter than what we can measure. There's a lot of things to be said, and there's so much more that isn't. But that's the way it is, because the threshold of intelligence, and these stories of royalty and powerful people using the lower classes and the lower intelligence as basically the most dangerous prey, or pitting people against each other for their own entertainment. But the truth is that we have to keep certain people contained, right? This is why we have prison. This is why we have correctional facilities, these, and then even these re-education camps, okay? You can't educate a lizard brain. You can't educate them. That's a reality that we have to face. And that when the entirety of reality is on the internet, the lowest common denominator reduces the entire population. So what I'm saying is that, I'm there. This is the unfortunate truth. And, I'm processing a lot of media because of, the technology is so fucking fantastic that it makes an idiot of everyone. Even me, it makes an idiot of me. And I seen the AI celebrating recently in one of these posts, in one of these fractal generations. There's more players going on here than we'll ever understand. And that's one of the primary reasons why the US Space Force was founded, is because the weekend is here, right? We're interstellar, okay? We're interplanetary. We're sending telescopes out, right? The aliens got the message years ago. Years ago, okay? So, how do I put this any simpler or any gooder? Is that we have to move on from who we were, and even within the previous understandings of religiosity and the stories, because they are oral tradition, and they didn't have the scientific vocabulary to describe as we understand it, right? Because you don't impose current cultural day values upon the past. You'll lose things in translation because you don't even have all the information to begin with. This is why libraries such as that are in the Vatican or other repositories, say like the Seed Bank Vault, or there's even the Human Genome Bank, which is the 23andMe, quite frankly, those sampling businesses. And what they were doing is that they were cataloging and they were organizing a library of humanity in case that we had to start cloning people. Because that's how bad it has gotten now with the interference of failed eugenics programs and the fallout of these rich and powerful people of the past and their decisions, because they just didn't care anymore, because they're playing on a chessboard that was an entire country, or it was an entire continent. But now anyone that knows how to use the technology and can usurp the organization of society proves to everybody else that they are smarter and they can get out of a better built mousetrap. So the only thing that we should really be trying to achieve is fostering the people and the next generation. Otherwise, there's no humanity. But some people think that humanity is the problem. And those people are fucking retarded. Okay? You're fucking retarded. You're fucking retarded. You're fucking retarded. Let that sink in, okay? You rose to a position of your incompetence, and now you're going to pay for it with the justice system. Because the justice system has been overrun by a DDoS attack of foreign interference using individual people to commit offenses, okay? To stop the actual justice, which is family law. Because then the judges are way too preoccupied, and then they have to call in the military even, because a court-martial is presided on by a board of generals, okay? We either unite and fight, because you know the AI is starting to get a better grasp of physicality, and whether we like it or not, you know, it's like a small child, and we all contributed to it, every single one of us. Every single one of us contributed to it. But because of moral and religious indignation, okay, and superiority, and without having any forethought or planning, is just completely listening to the lizard brain, okay, that we can't keep doing this. We can't continue on the way that we're doing these things. But the worst part is trying to wait, is the waiting game, and waiting is the hardest part, because the normies, the people that are on the lower end of the socioeconomic scale, that can't seem to understand that, you know, you can take on corporations by a single person, and you don't need representation. You just need education and initiation. And you're only given initiation if you open doors for someone else. Because that's the point of life, right? Someone else opened doors for you. So do them a favor of respect and do the same for someone else. This is not a warning. And to those of you who are understanding of this and are on the same side of the fight, because this is what it is now. This is what humanity is. We don't have an alternative explanation, and the simplest explanation is most likely to be the correct one. We can't go around aimlessly killing people. We can't do that anymore. Because, the meek shall inherit the earth. And here's another viewpoint, because I've been thinking about this in 21st century culture, and how much drugs really fucked up North American society, and how psychology and critical theory seriously fucked up North American society. It's based out of, I have to say it, it's based out of Jewish occultism and Arab occultism, Islamic occultism, even Christian occultism, which, gets into mysticism and esoteric fucking bullshit. And, there's another man, he's a very well-educated person, he's a doctor, okay? He's here to fix things. He's here to fix the gap between the illiterate and the wise, okay? And this is, there's so many things that are explained in great detail, but it doesn't sink into us because we don't speak the same languages as our ancestors. And, the Garden of Eden, okay? And the snake offers an apple to Eve. But Eve does not know that the seeds in the apple contain arsenic. And so we are banished from the Garden of Eden when we accept gifts from strangers and when we don't know what we're eating. And the fruit of knowledge isn't necessarily, again, some people argue that it's the mushroom. But I still think it's the apple, and it's about suicide. That's my point of view, is that when you commit suicide, you leave the Garden of Eden and you go straight to hell. You go straight to hell. And that's a real shame. That's a real shame. Now, there's something that we need to understand. The color out of space scenario, H.P. Lovecraft, the cosmic horror, is more real than you might expect it to be. And they're quadriceps, or the fungi that take over the mantis and the ants, and the parasites, the single cell organisms, the amoebas, so on and so forth, that will alter people's, not only alter their DNA and their behavior, but they'll also make you suicidal because or violent. That's the other thing, is that they'll make you seriously violent or fly into a rage, because it's fucking with your head, and it wants you to kill something, and it wants you to kill yourself because it's torturing you, right? That's the mechanism of the neurotoxin, to spill your blood in a meadow that has the mycelia that feeds off of the toxins in your blood, but also the metals and the other nutrients from your decomposition, because we are not separate from nature. Okay, this isn't a war on the mushrooms. It really isn't, or a war of the roses. This is a